Welcome to Bahamas Educational Express, Social Studies Lesson Video, Brazil, Carnival, Coffee, and Rainforest. Learners will be able to identify the country of Brazil on the map of the world, locate the continent on which Brazil is located, name the festivals and the capital of Brazil, identify the biomes that is on the island. Let us learn some facts about Brazil. Brazil is the largest country in the continent of South America. It is so large it covers most of the land area of the continent. Brazil has two main cities, Brasilia, which is the capital. The second largest city of Brazil is Rio de Janeiro. It is famous for sunny beaches, tourist resorts, and carnival. The Carnival Festival lasts for 4 days. The groups dance and sing in the streets. They compete for prizes. There are also large floats in the parade. Carnival of Brazil. Brazil is known throughout the world for its coffee. There are large coffee plantations called fazendas. Coffee is one of the world's most popular beverages. It comes from the seed of an evergreen shrub. Coffee is Brazil's biggest export. Brazil produces most of the world's coffee. Here is the fazenda, the coffee plantation. Most of the coffee is used as a drink. They are also used as flavoring for various food products. Oil can be extracted from the beans to be used as paints, soap, insecticide, medicine, and shoe polish. The flowers of the flowers from the coffee plants are used to make perfume. Let's talk about the rainforest. The temperature are more than 25 degrees Celsius for most of the year. The rainfall is more than 2,000 millimeters in most areas. When we talk about a tropical rainforest, we will learn that they have tall trees, woody vines, profusions of flowers, ferns and mosses. The upper branches of the trees are canopy. Sunlight never reach the forest floor. The food and the nutrients is stored in trees. Water vapor from the forest is released in the air and fall back to earth as rain. Let's talk about the animals of the rainforest. The rainforest is a source of medicine. Animals of the rainforest are the monkeys, mammals, frogs, turtles, snakes. There are also butterflies, insects, bats, and birds. Let us learn about the different layers of the rainforest. We will begin with the forest floor. Very little sunlight is able to reach the forest floor which means very little is able to grow there. As it is dark and damp, leaves that fall to the ground decay quite quickly. The ground is covered with the fallen leaves, fruits, seeds, and small branches which all decompose. The fungi can be found feeding on the decaying matter. The type of creatures found on the forest floor include the agouti, which feeds on fallen Brazil nuts, as well as the armadillos, the scorpions, frogs, iguanas, and ant eaters. The largest predator, the jaguar, prowls around the forest floor. There are also lots of insects such as the beetles and the termites and the ants. In the lakes and the wet areas, you will also find creatures such as the cinnamon and the anaconda, both fierce predators. The second layer we are going to learn about is the understory. The understory receives significantly less sunlight than two layers above, making it much more dark and damp. It is relatively open compared with the thick, dense layer above. It includes young trees up to about 4 meters tall and other plants which do not rely on lots of sunlight. These are the perfect condition for lots of insects and reptiles to breed and survive. Rattan palm is found among the plant species here, which is harvested to make furniture. Animals found in the understory range from the frogs and the snake to fruit bats and some mammals. The understory is what links the canopy above and the forest floor below. So it is possible to find some creatures whose habitat overlaps the understory from these layers. Plants here tend to have quite large leaves to capture what little sunlight gets there or gets through. And some have channeled down the middle to allow rainwater to run down to the tree roots on the ground. The third layer is the canopy layer. The canopy is often considered a main layer or is referred to as the habitat zone. It is where most creatures live and where the leaves and the vegetation are most densely found. This means that there is also plenty of food. Sunlight is a little more limited, but there's still plenty of it and also lots of rain. It's not as dark as the layers below. Vines and branches often intertwine, while leaves from each tree grow out, up against, and overlapping with their neighbors. This is what forms a continuous canopy over everything below. Animals living here include the tree frogs, the butterflies, the sloths, the monkeys, iguanas, the toucans, and the potos. It is the most crowded area with many different types of mammals, animal species, and is very noisy. Plants up here include the epiphytes, which grow on other plants such as tree branches rather than having roots in the ground. They get their moisture from the air. Our fourth layer is the emergent layer. There is bright sunlight and very little shade as the emergent layer towers above everything else. Trees often have mushrooms shaped tops pushing up and out over the layer below. They can reach up to 60 meters high. As well as being hot, it is also very windy up there. Some birds look for nesting places up here away from predators. Animals found here include some monkeys and birds, such as the harpy eagle and the scarlet mackerel, butterflies, and bats. There is space to fly or swing between the treetops. Creatures living here must be able to cope with the heat and the wind and find food high up. One of the largest or the tallest trees in the rainforest is the Brazil nut tree. Let's talk about the climate here. Trees use carbon dioxide and provide oxygen, just the opposite of people. By using a lot of carbon dioxide each day, rainforests keep the temperature, humidity, rainfall, and the wind levels of the earth stable. If there is too much carbon dioxide, those things might change. The rainforest is being cut down for timber, and the vegetation is being burnt to make way for huge cattle ranches or for mining. The soil is rapidly destroyed when it is exposed to heavy rain. The animals and the plant lives are not being protected by the forest canopy. Cutting down the forest take away all the nutrients that might have been recycled back into the environment. And these are just some of the dangers that are happening in the rainforest. A map of the rainforests of the world. This has been a social studies lesson on coffee, carnival, and rainforest of Brazil.